Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Wednesday nights are TG Mohandas nights, and we have some amazing stuff coming from Kerala, from God's own country. We've talked about God's own trash. Today we are going to talk about God's own insult. Let us welcome Sri TG Mohandas. Mohandas ji, namaskaram and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaste, namaste to you and all the people who are watching it.
Sir, this bigotry is finding new highs in the state of Kerala. So a practicing Hindu can't even say that I am a practicing Hindu. What happened in this Challenge 24 Sujaya's case, Mohandas ji?
No, more than religion, it was politics which was playing there.
Sir, I'd like to
Sujaya
think
was,
of it as religion. Please go ahead, sir. Tell us what happened.
Sujaya was in the channel Asianet, and one day he asked certain embarrassing questions to a leftist icon. On that day, I knew that she is going to be in trouble because nobody treats a leftist or CPM inclined guest embarrassing questions. You should not ask. That is an unwritten rule in Kerala. But she asked certain questions. And this man was, he was banging for words. He doesn't know how to reply because first time in his life, he was facing a hostile anchor in a TV show. That was the start. Then he left Asianet and joined 24 News. There also, she was impartial in the true sense of that. In Kerala, if people have to call you impartial, you have to be a leftist. So all people who are leaning towards the left will be called very straight. Yes, sir.
Sorry about this. I have to just explain a few things for our viewers. Asianet is owned by Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who is a BJP minister now at the center. And Asianet plays a very interesting game. Inside Kerala, they are anti-BJP, but outside Kerala, they are not. So this is before he even became a minister. So Rajiv Chandrasekhar has his own googly that he will put. Unfortunately or fortunately for him, Mr. Modi doesn't seem to know all these things. Either that or he's willing to look past these things. So you have a very funny situation in the central government. That's why I'm very leery of this cabinet and the quality and caliber of the people in this cabinet. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Mohandas ji, please continue. Go ahead, sir.
Now, since you have made this comment, I'll tell you what is happening with Asianet and Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Rajiv Chandrasekhar quite often asks them, how can you be so anti-BJP when I am a minister in the BJP ministry? Their answer would be, sir, we are criticizing BJP, CPM and Congress. You see these three files, the stories which we have done against all three parties. The files are of almost the same size. Then what is your grievance? CPM is criticizing us. Congress is criticizing us. BJP is criticizing us. This shows that we are impartial. We are running the channel impartially. You want us to be partial and earn a bad name. So Rajiv Chandrasekhar is speechless at that point. Now, what is the play behind this is, they are criticizing CPM for good reasons. They are criticizing Congress for good reasons. But they will criticize Narendra Modi and his actions for all bad reasons, all untruth. They will always turn and twist his speeches. They will always magnify bad things happening in North India. They will always whitewash bad things happening in South India generally. And this is the politics being played. So the size of the file is true, but the content of the file is playing mischief. Which,
don't tell me, Mr. Sir, don't tell me Mr. Chandrasekhar doesn't know that qualitative difference, sir. He's a minister. He's a pretty smart man. Are you telling me that he doesn't ask that extra question saying that I see the third value is the same? Third value is you take something and drop on the floor. If they are both of the same quantity, it will create the same amount of noise, except the quality of the third. You think he didn't ask that question?
I think he did not, because he is more a businessman than an administrator or a politician. He's a businessman. He looks at the revenue, and when the files are of equal size, he is happy with that performance. He will feel that my BJP friends in Kerala are making unnecessary noise. They see, this is a fair job is being done by my channel. And I think the Home Minister Amit Shah and Modi is also aware of this problem. Then they will also say that "Arey bhai, chhod do, apne log." Sometimes our people also make false claims and false complaints. Chhod do, let it play on its own. That is how it goes. Anyway, coming back to Sujaya, Sujaya left Asianet and joined 24 News. There also this problem is there. It is dominated by leftists. And Sujaya was alone, having some sympathy for the BJP or taking an impartial line. So she used to be a subject of ridicule, mockery, etc. in the service. Finally, it became unbearable, and she made a complaint against a particular fellow in the desk to the management. That fellow made a counter complaint. In between, there was a meeting of 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙤𝙤 Sangh, broadly in the BJP group. It's a member of Sangh Parivar trade union. They invited Sujaya Parvati for this International Women's Day or something. And she took the permission from the management. She went there. She said there
Sir,
is oppression.
1 second, sir. Just 1 second, sir. I want to ask you a question. In my personal capacity, I can go to somebody's wedding. I can go to visit a friend's house. I can go to a temple. I can go to any function I want. Why do I need to take the permission of the management, sir?
That depends on, see, 24 News is a private channel.
Right.
So they have their own code of conduct for their staff. Out of which this is one, that if you are going in another platform, please inform and take permission from the management.
That
And the
sounds very
management
strange.
usually,
Right, sir. Yeah, that sounds very strange. It's an infringement of fundamental rights. Well, I'll leave it alone, sir. Please go ahead.
but there was no problem because management regularly was giving permission to everybody, whosoever is going to whatsoever program. It was a mere formality to ask for permission and you are granted through WhatsApp or something like that. It is as easy as that. So nobody created a problem by "theek hai, we'll go, what is there." And Sujaya also went wherein she made a speech in which she said, every woman is being harassed in the workplace. I am also being harassed. But we should not stop at internal committees to inquire about this. We must go to the police if required, etc., etc. Now the management took offense of the speech, saying that you maligned us in another platform. There is an internal inquiry pending on your complaint as well as the complaint against you. But you went to another platform and you abused 24 News. Now, in fact, she didn't abuse 24 News. She said, I also face harassment at my workplace. That's a too general a statement. She didn't name the channel. But probably channel management was offended because they felt it is what Sujaya is telling is about us. Anyway, she was suspended from the job immediately for attending this seminar. She said, I took your permission. They said, you took our permission, but we never expected that you will speak against your own management in that seminar. Now, some higher management, their chairman, managing director, etc., they had a discussion. Finally, they decided to take back Sujaya Parvati. There was a big hoo-ha in social media also. There were so many questions went unanswered. I also made a Facebook post on that this is a disproportionate punishment to remove somebody from her job. Though it is a suspension, practically it is a dismissal. The relation is gone. But then finally the chairman, Gokulam Gopalan, prevailed. And he said, Sujaya can join back. Sujaya joined back, and to everybody's surprise, she resigned after that. She said, I want to see that as a woman, my right is restored. And I came back with honor. And now, on my own, I am resigning from the company. Thank you very much for the cooperation. This is what she did. And today she is attended the meeting of Hindu Aikyavedi also. She has openly associated with Sangha Parivar. Her future plans are unknown. There are so many rumors that she is joining this channel, that channel, etc. But I don't know. I do know Sujaya Parvati. I can contact her over phone. But I did not think it fit because it is her decision. Nobody should influence her. If I speak to her, that may be understood in a wrong manner, that I am persuading her to join a particular channel, etc. So for the fear of that, I didn't speak to her. He didn't speak to me also. Of course, she told me that she is going to join back. But after resigning, there is no communication. And it is good for me as well as for Sujaya Parvati not to communicate at this interim period where she is supposed to take independent decisions. This is the brief story of Sujaya Parvati. And Sangha Parivar is in a jovial mood that they brought 24 News to their knees and they took back Sujaya Parvati. And Sujaya Parvati is in Sangha Parivar camp now. Now, there are rumors also that Sujaya is going to join BJP. She is going to contest next elections, etc., which I think events will unfold in its own way, and let us wait and watch.
Sir, one fundamental problem I see with Kerala, 1950s communism started to take hold there. So we are 60, 65, 70 years or something around that time point. And there is so much, through 3 generations have gone through listening to this crap. I'm saying that very advisedly because I believe that communism of all the systems of governance is perhaps the worst because it makes you not do any work and expect a lot from the government. Anyway, that's just 2 cents. Let's leave it aside, not philosophically. My question, Mohandas ji, is when is the electorate of Kerala going to rise above this world of web and treachery that has been created by the 2 coalitions? I'm not taking any names here. I think, in my opinion, both are equally bad, both are equally corrupt, both are anti-development of any kind in Kerala. My opinion. I could be wrong, of course. So when is the average citizen of Kerala who resides in Kerala going to rise above this and say maybe there is something wrong in this stuff because I don't see anything around me growing? They need to go outside Kerala to see the kind of development that has happened outside Mohandas ji. When do you think the sunrise is going to happen in Kerala?
I think not in the immediate future. Because what happens is you don't see any political change. That is your grievance. There are other changes happening. Social changes are happening, but political changes will not take place because what happens is the communists are not only running the administration, they have taken over the system, the minds of the people. Now, will you believe if I say that 85% of Congress politicians, they are communists in their mind. 50 to 60% of BJP politicians, they are communists in their mind. You will not see a single BJP man speaking against public sector. And it's okay, you can appreciate public sector also, but you should tell the negatives of the public sector also, which nobody will tell. Left will say public sector is good, Congress will say public sector is good, BJP will also say public sector is good. All land reforms, I have been telling my Congress friend, why major land reforms in Kerala was executed by Congress ministry, not by the communists. But Congress doesn't have the guts to tell this. They should say that bloody these reforms took place When Congress ministry was there, we formulated the bill, we converted it into act, and you are claiming the credit. But Congress doesn't have the spine to say that. I told BJP, why expose the communists? Please expose the communists. No, BJP is afraid of them. You know, the line of argument of BJP is that communism was okay till Pinarayi Vijayan came. There were great communist leaders. They were all very good. Only Pinarayi spoiled everything. I said, really bullshit. From day one, communists spoiled the country. Why are you blaming Pinarayi? Pinarayi is a small chain in that flow.
Small cog in the wheel.
BJP will not understand. This is how you have to invest in intellect of the people. Therefore, whether Congress government comes or even BJP government comes in Kerala, the agenda will be of the left. This has partially happened in Modi administration also. You see how many BJP ministers are partially Congress in Modi's cabinet. How many secular people are there? I mean, secular in inverted commas. There are several. You know how today's Media One case was lost by IMB ministry? They were basically against stopping Media One, INB ministry. It was the Home Ministry which was insisting that the license should not be granted or renewed. And finally, they lost in Supreme Court. In High Court, merely because there was a smart Deputy Solicitor General, I will name him. He is S. Manu, that is his name. Because of his effort, this Media One license was not given. But when it went to Supreme Court, all was lost. They did not file a counter for months together. The case was dragging. Then they made certain submission in seal cover, but court refused to entertain that. The case was converted into a mess by Government of India. I will not blindly blame Supreme Court on that point, because you have to argue the case, you have to present the facts in front of the bench, then only you will get a judgment. This is not a public interest litigation, so that court will think about other things. They will craft a relief and give it to you. No, that is all possible only in public interest litigation. In an adversary litigation, you have to present your facts and get the judgment. Don't blame the judges unnecessarily. And what is that Anurag Thakur was doing? I think Sri Iyer is out of connection.
I apologize. I had to go to the door to answer a call.
Okay.
Next.
So what I am telling you is, when the Media One judgment in Kerala High Court came, the INB ministry was very quick in restoring the channel. Immediately, 5 o'clock the judgment came. I think by 8 o'clock they restored the Media One channel. But what happened to Ramasinghan's film? The Kerala High Court gave the judgment in favor of him. And it took 1 month for INB ministry and CBFC to give him certificate. In between, he made complaint to Prime Minister. He threatened that I am going on a satyagraha, etc. All that drama was there. After that, he was given the certificate. This is happening because the urban Naxals and the Congress, all these secularists, they have invested intellectually into people. Therefore, even if Mohandas becomes a minister, the agenda will be of urban Naxals. Whichever party comes to power, the intellect have been already infested by leftist thought. And you will pursue leftist line. Only thing, the flag will change. The name of the political party will change. That is all. This is what is happening within Kerala. And it is nearing completion now. That is why I am told you, it's I don't think in the near future you will see any political change in Kerala. Instead of LDF, UDF may come, but the agenda will be same. The treatment to the people will be same. All the items will be same. So you don't expect any change in Kerala in the near future.
Thank you, Mohandas ji. Let's take a look at the verdict handed down on this one MLA who claimed that he was a member of a scheduled caste community, but that did not hold water in the court. So, talk us through what happened, where is Madhu from, and so on.
See, there is a provision, a constitutional provision that certain scheduled tribes, even if they are Christians, they will get a reservation and other benefits. There are certain tribes which will lose it if they are Christian. Now, this MLA belongs to that group. So, the job was easy for the man who challenged the election. He said this man is a Christian. He married a Christian lady. The marriage was consummated in a church with Christian rituals, etc., etc. Court accepted it. Court came to the conclusion that he is a Christian and therefore not entitled to the benefit. Now, Madhu's case is entirely different. It is a murder case. Madhu, as a scheduled tribe, he was killed accusing of stealing, 100 grams of rice and a small packet of mirchi powder. That is what he is told. That boy was mentally not well, retarded, Adivasi boy, staying alone in a stone, guha. His mother and sister is staying just a few yards away, but he was staying alone. He felt hungry. He wanted to cook something. He stole some rice. That is true. A hungry man stealing rice, generally, people will give him, "Bhai, kya ho gaya? Why are you hungry?" Give him some food and other items or money, whatever is required. But here, he was treated as a professional thief. He was brutally attacked. By the time police reached, he was almost unconscious, and they took him to a nearby hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Now, in this case, it's a clear murder, but 24 witnesses, they became hostile. They turned hostile during the trial. The trial court was furious. Even the government was furious because all 4 forest guards, they changed their testimony in the court. They said, "We don't know anything, we have not seen anything," etc., etc. They were dismissed from service. High Court interfered. High Court said, you take a statement from every witness once again. So out of 24, few people changed back, but some changed, they did not change back. So ultimately what happened is the murder could not be established. So when the court decides, court has to go by evidence and the deposition of witnesses in the court. Court may be knowing full well that it is a murder, but for the lack of evidence, court has to say that this is a homicide, not a murder. Homicide means killing someone unknowingly. You don't have intention, but you happen to kill somebody. That is homicide. That is section 304 of IPC, which gives you a lesser punishment. That is why out of 14 punished, 11 or so, they got 7 years imprisonment and some fine. And 1 or 2 got 2 years punishment, and 1 man got 3 months punishment. Definitely, this punishment will be further reduced by High Court, and Supreme Court may altogether set everybody free. That is how our criminal system works. Because if the lower court decides somebody to be hanged, then High Court will bring it down to life term. Supreme Court will bring it down to 7 years or 5 years or sometimes they let him scot free. This has happened in almost every criminal matter. That is why the hangings in India are very, very, very rare. After Yaqub Memon, no one has been hanged in India. Someone was handed out death penalty, but that is still pending to be executed for various reasons. Now, Indian Supreme Court has diluted the law by interpreting it in their own manner so that nobody gets a death penalty, while the criminals have hardened their methods. So the whole criminal system is in favor of criminals, not in favor of law-abiding citizens.
I
That
think
is
you meant
why
the whole
criminal cases
judicial
are going.
system. Sir, I think you meant the whole judicial system is in favor of criminals.
Yeah. Now, you see what happens in higher judiciary. They speak for the international audience, not for our national audience. They speak for international audience. They want to score marks with the United Nations, human rights organizations worldwide, etc. So you have to be more liberal in your approach if you want to get applause from Europe and America. So this complex mind makes them to dilute the judgment also. And this is what is happening. Now I think slowly they are reclaiming their original position by allowing stringent punishment. Today's judgment of Chandrachud in that political matter, wherein 14 political parties approached him for preferential treatment, which he, at the outset itself, he rejected. He said no preference can be given to politicians. Nothing can be done because politicians were challenging every ED operations in the state and every income tax operations in the state, saying that we are a privileged class, we are being harassed by this government, etc., etc. Then Chandrachud said, nothing doing, you are not a privileged class. I cannot extend you any benefit whatsoever. And they had to withdraw their petition. So there are some array of hope also. But generally, the apex court in India behaves as if they are at the top of the world, and they give judgments for the purpose of the larger world or Europe than for Indians. That is why all these things are happening.
Thank you so much, sir. I apologize for getting the wrong context here, but I'm thankful to Mohandas I Ch for setting me straight. Lack of preparation on my part, my fault. Mohandas Ji, there has been a new ruling in the Supreme Court today on Places of Worship Act, where the court, apex court, has come down heavily on the Modi government, saying that you have to make up your mind what you want to do with the Places of Worship Act. You can't keep on dilly-dallying. The next date given is July. 3 months time for the government to respond. But Mohandas Ji, if you really look at a case, any case, right, the Tariq pe Tariq is 99.999999% of the time, sir. The actual case, when it is heard, it is finished in like 1 or 2 days. That's it. So this is where the problem is. One side knows it is going to lose, so they do every trick in the book to delay it. And I'm sure the court is aware of this. Why isn't the court trying to speed up this process? I mean, in US, there are many ways in which this is done. For example, anybody can only take 20 minutes to make their case. You can't argue for a day like the way some of these lawyers do.
See, there are bigger delays than this. What about Ram Setu case? It is pending since 2008. How many years now? 14 years. What did Supreme Court do? Nothing. The government refused to file an affidavit. By either you can say that Ram Setu is not a national monument, or you say that it is a national monument. It is as simple as that. Court is asking a yes or no question, that's all. Dr. Swami is every time appearing in the court and asking that कि भाई बोलो yes or no, finish. But they will not say. Likewise, in the Places of Worship Act also, take it from me, Modi government is not going to file a counter in the near future. Come what may. And court also is very clever. They will shout on the government, but they will not act on the petition. You know, I remember there is Arun Shuri's book, Courts and its Judgments, in which he is quoting an incident wherein the Chief Justice was firing the government. Is there a rule of law in this country? Is there a constitution in this country? What is happening in this country? I cannot be a mute spectator to this type of trampling of fundamental rights. I need a counter affidavit from the government. I need a status report from the government within 180 days. So the Supreme Court was, reverberating with its voice. Everybody was happy. It is only 180 days. Mind you, it is 6 months. 180 days.
Right,
6 months.
right.
There is no rule of law, and you are giving the government 6 months to set the things right. And you are the Chief Justice. Now everybody in the court was happy. One man was not happy. He was the complainant or petitioner in that case. And his name is our Swami Agnivesh. Swami Agnivesh submitted a public interest litigation on the bonded labor issue in Haryana. Then someone asked him, in fact, Arun Shuri's father, the doyen of Indian public interest litigation, H.D. Shuri, he asked Agnivesh, Swami, you don't seem to be happy with the comments which the judge made. Everybody is happy, but you are unhappy. So Swami Agnivesh said, this is the 18th time I am hearing this dialogue from Supreme Court. And he is the 22nd judge who is handling this case. 22nd Chief Justice is handling the case. So I am not at all excited. I am used to this type of rhetoric in the court. Nothing happens. Now Arun Shuri says, I followed up the case for 10 years or so, and then I left it. How long you will follow up a case? So Supreme Court makes this type of noise for public consumption. They are not going to act very strongly against government unless there are some other good reasons for them to interfere, which they will definitely do. They will put another committee or another judge and giving him per month 15 lakhs remuneration. You know, in Sahara case, for distributing 5,000 rupees to the creditors, they have appointed a judge and they have decided his salary 15 lakh per month with the residence and all other facilities, office, everything to be provided by Government of India to distribute 5,000 crores to various creditors, the Sahara judgment. So they know if they want, they can do. They are empowered to do it under Article 142. Under Article 142, they have every power. They can simply order your arrest, bring him from America to India. Khada kar do hamare samne. Then definitely Indian agencies would oblige. They will send a request to America and you will be caught for no reason. You can challenge only after appearing in front of them. This is the power of Supreme Court. Even High Court is having that under Article 226. They are also empowered, but they don't use it for a good purpose. Sometimes they use it. I would say at a misplaced judgments. They use their 142 jurisdiction. It's a very bad thing to do. Anyway, don't expect something will happen to the Places of Worship Act in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohandas ji. And let's go to the last one. There's an unusual story here. 4 Muslim youth caught smuggling. I mean, people go abroad all the time. What is unusual about this case, Mohandas ji?
This became unusual because the man indirectly justified his advocate Shukur. Advocate Shukur created ripples in Kerala a few weeks back by announcing that he is going to remarry his wife, Nurbina Rashid. Now, why he is remarrying his wife? He said that I am going to remarry her under the Special Marriages Act because I am unable to give equal share to my 3 daughters. I have only daughters, 3 daughters. According to Sharia or Mohammedan law, I have to divide my property amongst my brothers, and whatever little remaining has to be divided into 3 and given it to my daughters. My brothers are well positioned, affluent. They have male children, and I have female child, and they are going to get a raw deal. So how can I agree to this nonsense? Whatever be the Mohammedan law, I am not falling under that. For that, I found out a method that I have to remarry my wife under Indian Marriages Act or Special Marriage Act generally. This is called. So you register under this act, then you can equally divide your property. In fact, people never knew. So many Muslims have been doing this. Because, everybody feels the injustice. It is your child and you are not giving equal share to that. So how can a father or mother consume this nonsense in the name of Sharia or Quran or whatever it is? The iniquity or inequality is inbuilt in this Sharia. So they were taking a shortcut in fact, retired judges, they remarried their own wife and they divided their property before their death. This happened in Kerala, but it was happening silently. Now Shukur made it public, so there was big furor. Now Shukur want to do some damage control also, because after all he has to live here, no? So he inter alia justified the Maulavis who smuggle the gold. That is the controversy. Because he said these Maulavis are basically ignorant of law. They are always reading Quran and these other things. They don't know what is law. They do whatever is being told to them. And it is some sort of indoctrination. So we have to target the indoctrination, not the individuals, etc., etc. This is some sort of backdoor whitewashing of Maulvis, which the poor man has to do because he took another decision which offended the Maulvis. So now he is trying to be in the good books of Maulvis, saying that they never knew what is the law. Now ignorance of law is not an excuse. That is also known to Advocate Shukur. He is an advocate, he knows that. But even then, he made a Facebook post internally whitewashing the Maulvis. But if you take the meaning that they must be punished, etc., is written. But he is whitewashing the crime, saying that they don't know the law, they are innocent, they only read Quran, that is their problem. So let us open the gates of Islam, let light come inside so that people will recognize, etc., etc., was his argument. So this is a peculiar type of whitewashing. That is why it came to the light.
Sir, the lights were turned off in 1705 when Aurangzeb died, sir. They are still waiting for light 317 years later. Very, very sad. But I see the humor in this. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone's sentiment. Point here is that everyone has to be aware of law. So they were coming from some country, right? Were they coming from Mecca or something?
They were coming from Saudi Arabia, but there is no confirmation that they were from Mecca. You cannot distinguish whether they have visited Mecca or not. They just claim that we were going there, and that's all. See, this is smuggling. Smuggling is not a news in Kerala now. I told you once, Sri
Sir,
even today, I am telling you, if you want to bring down smuggling, bring down your duty on the gold. It is a profitable business. But if you invest 5 crores in the morning and 5.2 crores you are getting in the evening, who will not be attracted to that? People will take every risk because it is money involved. Why don't the government of India, Nirmala Sitharaman, reduce the duty on the gold? Now you are converting every citizen of your own country into a smuggler and then hunt him. What is this? You see, if there is fantastic margins, people get attracted. They do all illegal things. They are not Adi Shankaracharyas or Narayan Gurus. People need money. They get fast money. Definitely, people will attempt that. Chalo bhaiya dekhenge. Agar pakda gaya to, what is there? If you are caught smuggling 500 grams of gold, probably you may have to deposit some penalty and you are released. There is no jail punishment for every smuggling. So people take the risk. You reduce the duty. Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, I am appealing to you with folded hands. Don't convert this country's every citizen into a smuggler. You go on, still she increased duty of the gold in last budget also. See, what a foolish thing to do. But see, at the same time, she is claiming that I reduced the corporate tax. You are accusing me of colluding with the corporates. Now you see, corporate tax collection has increased. Now it has touched around 3.6 lakh crores or something. So you reduce the tax also is a strategy. It is a simple thing. An economically ignorant man like me understand what is the dynamics going behind. But unfortunately, the finance ministry is oblivious about this.
So, very soon, Mohandas ji, if you're traveling into any of the international ports of Kerala and you don't have gold smuggled in, you will be isolated, sir. There's something wrong with this guy. He's smuggling something else. I don't know what it is. Let us investigate him thoroughly.
No, people frowned at me in Ernakulam railway station because I asked for a platform ticket. Now, who buys a platform ticket nowadays? The counter fellow himself was shocked. He said, what is that? I said, platform ticket. Oh, okay. He printed it. It is now 20 rupees or so. I took the platform ticket to see somebody off. And the gentleman who I wanted to see off, he was laughing. Everybody in the queue and everybody was laughing that I am carrying a platform ticket. So what you told is right. Tomorrow in an international flight, if you are coming, people will laugh at you if you have not smuggled gold.
Thank you so much, sir. This is just a humorous note. Things are not very good. But again, see, Nirmala Sitharaman is an individual and she is going to go by the advice of what the finance ministry officials are giving her. And they have their own twisted logic to say why the interest rates have to be increased. I'm not even going there today because I'm running out of time. We have a back-to-back double header coming with Ankit Shah at 9 o'clock. And there we're going to talk about the importance of gold. So stay tuned. Come back to that one. That's a slightly different link. So Mohandas ji, I'll just ask one or two questions that viewers have sent in, sir, and then we can wrap it up. I'm really sorry for those whose questions may not be answered today because we really have no time left to between the two programs. Let's go with the first question, please. Mr. Lee wants to know, this year is the centenary of the 𝙤𝙬𝘀 protest. What is the probability that Satyagraha was organized by beneficiaries of forest land grab supported by CSI? Why was Periyar present at the site?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even understand the question.
Mr. Lee, it is out of syllabus. We didn't prepare for this. We will come back next week. Next Wednesday, Mohandas ji will just talk for 2 minutes about the 𝙤𝙬𝘀 protest. But it's a very good question. Thank you so much. How's it going? Wants to know. Sir, looks like the central government didn't take Madhu's case seriously. The CPM always complains about UP and Gujarat.
I know. See, a murder case cannot be interfered by central government because law and order is it's a state subject. In Madhu case for 2 years, they did not appoint a special prosecutor. What can the central government do? They cannot do anything. It is the Kerala government which has to do that. When there is a hue and cry in the media, they appointed a prosecutor and he failed. Then another prosecutor was tried, which was not liked by Madhu's mother. She went to High Court and High Court said, you remove him and put another prosecutor. This is the third prosecutor who has at least done this job. There are a lot of drama happened in that case. If you want, you have to go through old newspapers. or even Google, you can find out what happened in Madhu's case. Somebody has put in Google in a serial fashion what are all the nonsense happened in Madhu's case. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And I think this is the last question. No more questions, please. Raghunandan wants to know, Mohandas, what is the situation about train burning in Kerala by Muslims? And this is begging they will go after Hindus all over India and that our mistake in 1947. Sir, view on it. Your view on it.
No, the train burning is not a Hindu-Muslim issue as of now, because the 3 people who jumped out of train were Muslims. And this fellow is from Shaheen Bagh. He is also a Muslim. He threw petrol indiscriminately and lighted fire. So this mystery is slowly to be unfolded. Maharashtra ATS caught him from Ratnagiri. So there is no Hindu-Muslim angle in this, but there is definitely a terrorism angle in which UP ATS, Anti-Terrorism Squad, Kerala ATS, and Maharashtra ATS, along with the NIA, is seized of the matter. They are doing everything what is necessary, I feel. Anyway, the man is caught, and slowly the conspiracy behind that is being unfolded. Let us wait for more details.
Thank you very much, Mohandas, for another day of very interesting revelations. Kerala, no surprises ever. I mean, the surprises never seem to, stop. There's always something new about what is happening. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to come back and rejoin us with Ankit Shah, where we're talking about. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
One thing generally surprises me. Sometimes I wonder what I will speak next Wednesday. But then Kerala will give at least 2 or 3 subjects for me to speak. That is the surprise which is being thrown at me. Anyway,
yes,
thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Namaskar. Rejoin everybody in a few minutes, guys. Thank you so much. Please do call in and join the YouTube session with Ankit Shah, where we talk about de-dollarization, major moves afoot. Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.